Okay, good afternoon, folks. I hope you're all well. Tis the 1st of May. Unbelievable, isn't it? We're another sort of... we'll be in June next, nearly halfway through the year. Doesn't seem 5 minutes since Christmas, does it? It's gone so quick this year. So, Speedy, how you doing, buddy? Okay, market's due to open in just less than a minute. So, what am I looking at now? So, we got a bunch of news today. We had some at 15:15, which is around here, which didn't do any. We've got some in around about 15 minutes. We got some at 3 o'clock, and we got FOMC at 7 o'clock tonight. I'll be done and dusted by then, but it's just a matter of keeping an eye on it, really. But we've had a leg down with a break and a new low, and we do seem to be working up in this channel. It's fitting nice, as you can see, on the NQ. I've decided to put the NQ back onto my main screen now. It's on a separate screen for me, but you can see it because I'm constantly dragging it in every 5 minutes, so it makes sense. Okay, market is officially open, so I'm just going to keep an eye on this. I'm just going to get an order ready just in case, submitted, because we've had a break from this NQ, and if we do push up, we may get something there. So I'm just going to have a quick look here and see if anything's going to come of this. Does look like it's coming up this. Let's have a look. It's too late for me to get in now. We're at the highs. Trouble is, it's only a first entry for me here, although the NQ, we've had a break, and it does look like it's pushing up.
Order cancelled.
It did what I thought it may do. But unfortunately, even though it's going up on the NQ, I still can't take it because it's not a setup. I just use the NQ, really, to just to give me another opinion, that's all. So let's have a look here. So on the NQ, we've had this leg up. We've had 2 attempts to go lower. So let's see if we can get a triple test here. I am aware this news is coming up in 15 minutes, so just got to be a bit careful here. In fact, let me just write it down. There's 2 lots, isn't there? So 1445, 1445, and 1500. Okay, let's have a look here. Now, I think we've come too far on that NQ. Let's see. So I marked this one earlier as a trade. I may have taken, we had a leg down here with a break, 2 pushes down to a new low. And that was a failure. If you look at it, there was a second entry short there, leg up. There's probably going to be some shorts there, thinking this is coming down, and it triggered, pushed up. So if I was here at the time, I'd have taken that trade because actually I think it was okay. Let's just keep an eye on this. I'm just looking at NQ. I was expecting a push up. If it gets below this, I don't think it's going to. As long as it doesn't break below there, it might still push up. It has done. So I would say now we're probably coming down. So whether So 1, 2, 3. There may be a failure here, but I don't like taking a failure short when we've had a break from an uptrend. So, bearing in mind we got this news coming up quite quickly. It's in about 10 minutes, just over 10 minutes. Okay, let me have a look here. I think this is a trap. There's a bull bar there, there's one there. I think this is going to come down at the moment with what I'm seeing. I'm not trading it at the moment because it is a bit congested. It is a triple test. And the reason I'm liking this for a trap at the moment, this NQ looks like it's starting to work down unless it pushes above that EMA. Let's just have a look. This looks like it's coming down to me, so yeah, it does. How far though? And is it worthy of a trap here? It's a tough one, that is. It's a triple test. But I'm staying out of this at the moment. I think it's very tempting. So we've had a break and a leg down, and maybe it is going to push up. Maybe it will. I'm surprised it wouldn't, because we've not got up to these highs. Trouble is, sometimes you'll have a channel down there, it'll push up, trap some longs and come tearing down below this level. I'm too late to take a trade up here now anyway. Having said that, there could be something a little larger there. It's possible, but could be a spike and channel has formed. You on about something like that? Yeah. Yeah. Just yank this out the way a minute. See, the issue I have here is now, let's see what happens here. There's a higher low on that NQ. If that triggers and comes down, it's going to trap some longs. If it pushes above that, then I expect it to hit these highs. If it pushes above that and doesn't trigger that bar out, but this looks to me like it's coming down. So many times that I notice this, when you get a channel, you get a break, everyone's looking to go long, but on just the odd occasion, it doesn't, and we get a channel. As soon as it pushes up here, people are diving in to go long, and then all of a sudden it turns, comes down, breaks these lows from this channel. I'm not massively convinced just yet. I want it to get above at least here or here and see if it holds. If it does hold, then I expect it to push up somewhere along those lines. But it just as well could come down. I don't think there's a larger channel there, is there? There may be. Not sure about that one. Hold on a minute, I'm getting a bit of a mess here. So we call that a break. We've had one attempt higher, 2 measured legs down, and now we're trying to push up again. Are we going to hold? Keep in mind this news. Does kind of look like it's fitting, does it? But I'm just not sure about this, in all fairness. This to me looks like it's failing to go up. So we've had a break, we've had one attempt, we've had 2 legs back. Is this pushing up, or is it just trapping longs and it's going to come down? It's pushing up. Okay, so if that holds above here, I'd say that's now likely to make these highs. So possibly look for a long trade here. HA doing, mate. I'd like to trap that short, trigger that short if I can. Come on, drop below there. So leg down. Let's have a look at this. Keeping an eye on that news, 6 minutes away. Trouble is, it could start to go like that. It depends. Okay, that's dropped below there, so let's see what happens now. Are we trapping this short on the NQ? So possible second entry long there. Leg and a leg. What time is it? Okay, the news is in about 4.5 minutes, so do you know what I'd love on this software? A lock. Something up here with a padlock that you could just press the button and you can't touch nothing. You know, sometimes if you've got to nip away from your computer and you might have kids or people around, some kind of a little lock which keeps everything as it is that you can't touch. Nice to have something like that. You know, sometimes, like now, I know the news is coming up, but sometimes I forget it and I'm that focused on here, it's easy to slip your mind. Whereas if you put the lock on, I know that news is coming up in 3.5 minutes, so simple thing to do is stay out of it now. But sometimes you see this and you jump in. But it'd be nice to have a lock, just so you can't touch anything. So you've got to physically remember, okay, let's switch it back on. Simplest thing to do is to that, really, isn't it? That's probably the best thing to do. You physically can't see it, you can't trade it. Let me have a look at this. What is the NQ doing? It's going sideways. To me, this is worming its way up. This is, for me, I'm sure this is going up. Leg and a leg. We've had a break. We had one attempt. We've had 2 legs back, a little bit of sideways, and we are slowly pushing up now. So I expect this to push up higher. And there may even be a bigger channel. In fact, I think there probably is. Would it be from there or there? Let's put it there. And now this is starting to move. So I would say leg up, break, new high, a bit of a correction there. Now this to me is working up, maybe another leg up here. So I expect this to come up. Rodin, how you doing, bud? Switch to a sim. Yeah, I don't know how it works because of Replicanto. I've got everything. Does it affect Replicanto or not? I don't know. Yeah, it's probably a good idea actually. Just flick it over to a sim. I'm all right at the moment because I'm talking about it, but I was looking around. I noticed when some of these traders who were trading multiple prop firms, when they're starting to make money, they trade multiple prop firms, started using Quantower. So I downloaded just a trial version, just to have a play around with, just to see what it was about. Because if further down the line, I decide maybe to trade some other prop firms, it may be something I've got to look at. And I noticed on it, there is a padlock button up here that you can just toggle on and off. Really useful little thing. You know, if you nip to the to the bathroom or something, and you may have people around you, might just decide to touch a computer or something. At least You know, they've actually got to physically go up there and click that little padlock. So great, congratulations on the PA. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. So I've got one. In fact, I put in for it this morning, which is why I'm not trading. There are two about $800-900 away, something like that. $1,900, about $900, something like that, two away. But I do feel like I'm actually starting to get somebody planning to take it. Yeah, I like what the Alpine trader does. He takes it, says it's paid for itself, and then reduces it to one contract, and then just lets it slowly build up. Once it's had a see, the way I see it is if you've paid an evaluation, you've paid for a PA account. So let's say $175 for argument's sake. Once you've had a payment, that is more than paid for itself. In fact, it's 10x'd itself. So then I don't mind setting that to one contract and trading it and forgetting it. And when it gets up to say $1,500, $2,000, I'll go up to two contracts, and I'll let that build then up to maybe $5,000 or $7,000. Effectively, it's paid for itself. I can afford to not lose it, but it's paid for itself. So then I want to put that on the back burner and build that up so I can withdraw monthly every month. So build it up to, I think ideally I'd like to get these accounts up to $7,000, because you can take a $2,000 payment and you've still got $5,000. And then whatever you make over the next month, whether it's $2,000, $1,000, withdraw that. So you've always got that cushion. Ever since 80% off one day to pass, I've been trying to take max payout as soon as I can. Yeah, have you noticed they've actually redone it for the whole of May? So I'm pleased about it, but I don't think it's for everyone, because you can get a little bit trigger happy. So I think you've got to be a bit careful. So, okay, the news is actually happening now. I just noticed on that in queue it's getting a little bit flickery, but I don't think it's doing much. It came out a minute ago, but we have got some more coming out in around about 15 minutes. ISA manufacturing job openings. I think this one may create a little bit more movement, but that one really didn't do nothing. So we got a channel break and a new low. So big news is in 15. Yeah, I have lots of Apex bills to pay. Yeah, you and me both, mate. I've taken over 400 I have evaluations because I've just thrown money at it trying to pass them in one go. And that's the trouble when they do. I think I've passed 3 of them over the last week. I think I've put about 12. But what I'm starting to do now, instead of trading them, I seem to get stupid with them for some reason. You're at 294. I'm at about 440, I think. I just trade them stupidly, I do. So what I'm doing now is whenever I want a new one or want a couple of new ones, I'm going to do them with the news. I'd rather either win it or lose it in a few seconds rather than mess around, because I don't think it does your psychology any good. But I like the idea of having a news event and putting an OCO order, a buy order and a sell order. If it hits the buy order and pushes up, great, cancels the short, and vice versa. I did it the other day with two evaluations, and it passed them both instantly. So I think it'll just save me a lot of messing around. I agree. Some people say it's not the best way to do it, and it may not be. But while they've got the one day to pass, I'd rather just get them onto a PA and then focus on, just my trading rather than, playing around with those things. So let me have a look here. So little channel with a break at a new low. At the moment, we've had this leg up with a break and then what looks like a correction, and we're slowly working up. Now, whether that's a break or a spike and channel, it could be a spike with a channel. It kind of fits there. Trouble is, what I don't want to do, I don't want to miss out the fact that this may be coming down here, but at the moment we'll look like we're getting a bit of sideways. So whether that's anything to do with this up and coming use. I'm not sure yet, so just keep my eyes on it. But so yeah, if you noticed, I've decided to put the NQ back on my screen. It's actually on a separate sorry, on my chart. It's actually on a separate screen. So I've still got this. This is a full screen, but I know some of you guys are trading the NQ now. So it clearly helps me, and not only that, I'm constantly dragging every 5 minutes, so it's easier for me. And if it helps you guys looking at the same thing, but I can't tell you how invaluable this is just to give me a second opinion on what I'm looking here. Because sometimes the ES may look bullish and this looks bearish. I leave a trade, the NQ does what it looks like, it comes tanking down and this turns, so it saves me money. Has the Apex 50 PA fee gone up from 140? No. I paid for 2 last night, I think. Let me just check on my card. No, I'm pretty sure it hasn't. Just check my bank account a sec. Pretty sure I paid $140. £12. No, it hasn't. It stays the same. Excuse me, just for 1 minute. Sorry about that. Okay, let me have a look. No, Chris, no, it's the same, bud. Yeah, I did pay for 2 last night. So, are we now going down? It does look like it's just ranging at the moment, doesn't it, in all fairness? What time have we got? Okay, news is coming up in about, it's just under 7 minutes, so let's just take that off. Beautiful. Yeah, NQ is just going sideways as well, I think. I didn't do that. I didn't trade that. What's it trade today either? So where was the open? Here. So I'd have put it above there and below here. So it went up, came down, and it would have triggered me, and then it would have worked, I think. Easy to say when you've forgotten to do it. I mean, my main focus is obviously this max thing, really. I am looking at the other one. I've forgotten all about it, to be honest with you. The other... So yeah, we're just getting a little bit stagnant now. This news is coming up in around about 4.5 minutes, so... So NQ leg pushed up. Another retest of this. So in fact, let's get rid of that. Let's call this a channel with a break and a new high. So little channel there with a break, new low, push up. Try to retest this a couple of times, try to break down a couple of times, and yeah, that one I would have taken. We've pushed up with a break, new high, leg down, break, new low, sideways. It's hit an area and now it's going down, so for me that's likely a channel down. So it's a shame this news is pending. So we may get something like that. How long we got? 2.5 minutes. So that could take us down to this level, and look at that. Touch. There's definitely some support there. You can see it bounces a couple of times there. Little bounce there. So it's a shame really this news, because I'll be looking for a second entry short here somewhere. Hopefully this news comes out and doesn't do a great deal and we can carry on. In fact, you can usually tell on Bookmap what people are expecting with the news, because if you noticed on Bookmap, in fact, let's get it up, it all of a sudden goes black. Just have a little look at it. Bookmap, yes. Yeah, that's it there. What I usually find here, we got all these areas where there's liquidity sat. Usually all this area here just starts to go black see it all starting to go black? All these positions are starting to be closed. See how it's gone all black? There you go, look. So I'm guessing they're expecting fireworks. Look, there's all the liquidity. You can see it all there, can't you? And all of a sudden the liquidity has just dropped off. So any positions, people close them temporarily, and then obviously once this news is up, the positions start coming. But you can see all that black area, can't you? So we've got about 35 seconds. So I'm guessing we're probably going to get some fireworks. So if I was going to put an order in here, let's say for an evaluation, I put a long there and a short there. So let's see which one works. Let's see if it works for 6 points. I'd probably go a bit closer than that. There. And there. Okay, any second now. Let's see which one works. Okay, so it would have triggered it. Would that have gone up for 6 points? There would have been 6 points. I'd still be in it. I'd still be in it. Once it hits 6.2, in fact, no, I think I'll be out of that, wouldn't I now? Yeah, that would have lost that one. That's what I mean. Sometimes it does that, pushes up and then drops. So an OCO order there would have triggered you. Where did I put the order up here? Perhaps I should have put it closer to price. So if I'd have put it about there, it still wouldn't have done it. It needs to go for 6.25 points. So that wouldn't have worked. Isn't it weird though how it shot up there, come back and close below that line? See the channel continuing. So even though we do get a few spikes here or there, it still fits in the channel. So let me just have a look at that book map now, see if those orders are coming back. Yes. Yeah, because it went black, didn't it? Yeah, look, these orders are starting to come back in now. You can see them where they almost cut off. If you're in a position waiting for them, you never quite know what's going to happen with the news, see, do you? So we got that big black area there where everyone dumped positions, and all of a sudden now they're dropping them. You know, they're dropping them back into where they originally were. It's fascinating how it all works, really. Fascinating. Okay, so we've got a channel down here. One attempt higher, second attempt higher. Let me just get rid of this measured move. We can get a lower high here.
Order submitted.
Channel down. Let me just colour this channel, which makes it a bit easier to see. High or low there, which is triggered. So we've got a channel down. One attempt higher, second attempt higher. Okay, there's a failed second entry short there. Let's see if that triggers and comes down, because I'm not thinking about going long at the moment. This is a channel with a break. I'm expecting to get down to these levels, but I've got to wait for a decent setup. Unfortunately, that's not it. So it's trapped that long there, triggered it, and that'll come down and stop it out. I want a lower high. Yeah, it's dropped below that. Come on, give us a lower high. Sorry, there's a lower high. Give us a failure. Second entry long, trap along here, trigger me, and come down. Come on. That NQ is dropping, isn't it? Come on, give us a little chance. That's a little bull bar and then trigger me. Come on, pull back, little pull back. Yeah, I couldn't have taken that one. EMA's flat and it closed just above it. You just never know after that news. But I love the fact that it shot up and then came straight back down within that channel. It did what I expected it to do. But unfortunately, it just hasn't given us a setup. Come on, just give us another crack of the whip. Okay, channel down. One attempt to go higher. Second attempt to go higher. I'm looking for this to fail. Ooh. Let's trigger that and come down. Come on. No, don't go up. Okay, 1, 2 attempts to push up. Channel down. One attempt to go higher. Second attempt to go higher. Let's see this fail. And give me a lower high. I'm just going to get rid of that. It's confusing me. Okay, channel down. 1, 2 attempts. We haven't come down to at least this level yet. Okay, next news is at 7 PM. We'll be done by then anyway, so let's get rid of that now. Looking for a lower high. There's probably going to be some longs in there. I don't think it's going to give us it. I think it's just going to come careering down, unfortunately. There's just no setup there. Down we come. It's frustrating. I can see exactly what's happening. We've got a leg down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher.
Order cancelled.
Too late to go shorty, and now really we're at the bottom of this. If it's a channel, I mean, it can go quite a bit lower, but there is a little bit of support around here. Unfortunately, it'd be nice to get a lower high there, but nothing, unfortunately. But channel down with a break, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher, and then woof. This is would be a what's its style trade? Penguin style trade. He'd have been out before the lows. You've got ticked out there. That I'm guessing you'd have got in somewhere on about there. Out before the lows. That will come down now for sure. Above there. That's out before the lows. So yeah, that's a trade. I think he may have taken leg down, 2 attempts higher. I'll just put that line there. That's where the penguin would have got out of there. So I'm just going to put that line there and get rid of this, just clogging this system up. That'll for sure, it'll come down there. There we go. So that would have worked. 2 legs up. He'd have caught that around about there. He waits for it to push through that EMA, and that's a great place to catch it there, I think. Because it came straight down, little pullback, and then down again. 19 ticks. 4 3/4 points. Excuse me. Yeah. Touch, 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 touch. So, there's also a possible range there. 2, maybe a small triple test there. Interesting. Ooh, it's tempting.
Order submitted.
Oh, it's a big ass bar, isn't it?
Order filled.
Oh no. Oh no. I made a mistake here. This is more of a range. It's trapping me to the short side to push up, I think. I can only keep my fingers crossed and try and get out of it. I should have gone out there for break even instead of thinking, oh, maybe. Oh, well, it is what it is. I'm just going to give that one extra tick. Sometimes that extra tick can save your neck. It is a triple test at the key entry point, so maybe it'll work. Actually, if it breaks above there, it's going to go higher, so I'm not going to lose an extra tick for it. I want out of this trade. Get me out of it. Get me out. Get me out. Come on. Get me out. Damn it. I'm buggered. I should have got out when I had the chance. It's a triple test. There is a bigger channel down there. This is going to take me out for sure.
Stop filled.
Yeah, I bloody knew it. Okay. Oh well. Shit happens. It's more of a range, isn't it? That's why. Do you know what? What did I do? I put it one tick above there and said, if it's going to go up there, it's going to take me anyway, so I might as well put it there instead of putting it there. And look at that. If I would have done that, it would have worked. How frustrating is that? The one time where I decided not to do an extra tick. Oh, well, it happens. There's no point worrying about it. Let me just check everything's what it should be. Yeah. So I think this is probably more of a range. Yeah, I could have gone out there, but One extra tick, look at that. I'm just going to remove that for a minute and just... one tick, that's frustrating. But, well, it's just one of those things. Sometimes the thing is, I thought what's happened, it's triggered me short and it's going to push up to the top. So I thought there's no point in losing. A tick's $25 on 8 accounts. It's about $170. So I thought there's no point in doing that. But if I'd have just put it there, I could have got out there. It's not to say it's not going to push up anyway. So there's no point in even worrying about it. So. Right, who have I missed there? Sam, how you doing, bud? Vaughan, how are you? Mo, how you doing? Just moved stop loss to 50.54. It would have taken me out. Oh, no, it wouldn't have done. Yeah, but you've got to follow your 50. If I'd have put it there, oh, no, I'd have been safe. But it's just too much of a risk, to be honest with you. What I should have done is put it where I initially had it was there. And then I decided just to not waste the tick because I thought if it's going to push up, it's going to take me out anyway. But sod's law, and if I'd have put it one tick above there, I'd have still been in this trade now. Well, I'd have got out of it. If it takes me out, if it saves me, if I move it that extra tick and it saves me, I tend to just get straight out the trade. Because sometimes it's, I've been saved a bit, so, but it's one of those things, isn't it? It's one of them things. So it was a triple test as well. I actually liked it. But sometimes it just don't work. So triple test and it's 3.75 points. So extra tick as always. But yeah, I mean, I usually do it, to be honest with you. But what I thought would happen, it pushed up, come back a little, and it was going to push up to the tops for a range. And I thought if it's going to push above there, it'll push above there anyway. And one tick is $25, but on 8 accounts, it's $250. So I thought I might as well save myself $250. And in the end, I ended up losing. But it's one of those things. It's not finished yet. See, to be honest with you, it's going sideways now. I could have got out for a tick or break even. I probably should have done when it initially came back down. What I'm going to have to do in the future is if I decide to get out, and it's all right, I'm just looking at that. It's still doing this. If I decide to get out, I'm just going to get out in the future. Right, let me have a look. So it was a triple test, and it's minus 3.75 points. That was costly. It's a shame. I like that. We've got this. It looked like it was working down. Triple, we pushed up a second time, pushed up a third time, trapped the longs. I thought that was a beauty, to be fair. It's probably still going to work, and sometimes it does, but it just takes you out for a tick, which is a little bit frustrating, but it's one of those things. I should have had an extra tick there, but there's no point in stressing about it, is there? Just got to move on. But no, it doesn't affect me like it used to. Normally, I'll be panicking now, especially after a $375 loss on those accounts. But what I've thought about this, trouble is, the more PA accounts you get, technically, if I've lost $375 over, say, 8 accounts, it's like $3,000. But the best way to think about it really is I've just lost $375 on one account, because it really doesn't matter. Because when you make $200, you make it over those 8 accounts. So it is what it is. So yeah, it's just gone a bit sideways now. It's a shame about that, but it's still going sideways anyway. So what I think what happened is initially it came up. What happened initially? It went up and then it came down What I should have done is gone out for break even or break even and a tick the second time around, rather than sort of getting stuck. Yeah, it's still too dangerous to trade at the moment. It could do anything. There's a short there. You could call that a failure. Could trigger you and stop it. I wouldn't be surprised if it does. And when it's going sideways like this, it's just risky as hell doing anything. Shame about that. I actually thought it was a nice trade. The bar was just a little bit bigger. That ATR's a little bit larger than normal, so yeah, I actually got in, well, one tick below, so yeah, it's a fair sizey chunky bar actually. But yeah, one tick. Well, mind you, if you count that, it would have been 2 ticks. So the sensible thing would have been to do to get out anyway. So I think the 1 tick would have just enabled me to get out. But the thing is, when it does this and comes down, you think you're safe then. When in all fairness, I think what I did is I got confused with this and something larger. Let me have a look. Yeah, I was thinking that. And right at the top 3 times, not only that, a triple test, that's what got me. So what I should have done is left that out, really, and been aware that it's going sideways. If I'd have had that drawn then, I wouldn't have taken that. Because we've come off the bottoms, chances are we're going to get to the tops. So that was just a mistake on my part, not identifying quick enough that it was going sideways. Okay, second entry short. Now, as a rule, I don't usually take these leg in a leg. Leg, sideways leg. So technically 1, 2, 3. It is a triple test, actually, isn't it? Technically. One tick above a signal bar, but it used to get me out for no reason. The side shows. Yeah, trouble is, if I'd put it too high, that 375 would have been like 475. So, I mean, I follow Max price action, and he always says 1 tick above the signal bar. I do too sometimes because it has saved me. That's a fact where it would have saved me. But would I have thinking, oh yeah, I'm still in this, perhaps it is coming down, and perhaps would I have held still? But there you go. So lower high there, but I don't like this. It's going sideways. Can't take the long either because we're at the tops. It may push out, but I don't know that. So unfortunately, there's not a lot I can do here. Not only that, price is above the EMA on the NQ and looking like it may be pushing up. It's hard to say, really. Yeah, I should have paid attention to that. Clearly looking like it was ranging. Makes sense. Pushes up, pulls back, pushes up high. I thought this was going to come down to here. See, that's the problem. We've been down here, up here. But are we in a bigger range? We've only really touched it once. So assuming it was going to come down, and it may be, we got a leg down, maybe it's going to go sideways, followed by another leg down. So be nice to get a short up here somewhere, break out the top, fade the breakout leg, and short it. Just check there's nothing larger there. Just me. Usually, whenever we get a range and it breaks out the range, usually it pulls back in. Most breakouts will fail and come back into the range, so it just means trade it sort of back into the range. Leg and a leg. I mean, sometimes as they break out, traders drop in, and then we end up getting bearish. You're welcome, mate. Anytime. So we got a leg and a leg. See, on the NQ, we're coming up to some support now, so trigger some longs here. Leg and a leg.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Okay. That's a better fade. Come on down. Come on. Need to get below there. Come on. Drop, 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 drop. Come on, drop. Drop. Drop, 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 drop.
Order filled.
I get out of there. 2 ticks. Good grief. See if we can get a lower high. Plus. I should have gave it a bit more actually. We got a perfect measured leg. Fade the break out. Bet it's going to come all the bloody way down now, isn't it? If we can get a lower high, it's too late. Perhaps I should have had the confidence to leave it. I would have just gone out there, so that would have worked for 3 points. Uptrend, yeah, I've just been looking at that. I'm not sure actually. It could be, but I think it's more ranging. The trouble is that bigger downtrend got me into this mess. That's the trouble. So it may be, but it is just going sideways at the moment. So we'll see. Yeah, I put it in today, bud. Put it in today. You got yours in? You got 2, haven't you? Have you got 2? Good on you, mate. Nice to get some payouts finally, isn't it? Yeah, put it in nice and early, so hopefully you put 2 in today. Good on you, mate. Hopefully they won't hang around in approving them. The trouble is you can't trade the account at the moment, see, can you? Unless you want to risk not getting your payment. Oh, I should have just taken my 11 ticks there, whatever, shouldn't I? What did I should have just got me 2.5 points there, really, instead of being greedy. Won't be risking it. Yeah. No, you don't want to do that, mate. I've got, well, I'll say 2 more. I had 2 more. One's 1340, the one's 1400-ish. But they're 325 down now. Plus fees, 335, about 340. But it happens, isn't it? There's no point in stressing about it. You just have to accept the losses. They don't affect me like they used to. I didn't like taking that loss because I was so sure on the trade. But you've just got to get on with it. If you can control those emotions and not jump in. Now, I noticed. Now, I'll tell you what I'd have done. 6 months ago, I realised I was getting trapped to the short side. When I realised that, if what I'd have done there is click buy order immediately, and as soon as I'd have done that, that came down and triggered me out. Even though that bar didn't what's it, I'd have thought then, because it crossed my mind, I think we're getting a leg and a leg. But I don't jump into a trade now. I usually wait for about 10 minutes. Just let those, because no one likes taking a loss, and just let things just chill out. But I'd have immediately got into a long there thinking I've been trapped to the short side, and this is pushing up. Now, it did, but not before it came back, broke lower than that, and then eventually pushed up. So, you know, if you can get yourself out of a habit of jumping straight into a trade, just giving it 10 minutes or whatever. I know that that bit of software that Speedy uses, the Guardian Angel, it's got a timeout in it, so you can set a timeout. So if, say, for instance, you set it so that it stops your trading if you take 2 losses. If you take a first loss, you can set it to have a timeout of like 10 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever. So you can't physically take another trade in that time. So it's really got some useful things it does. But yeah, this does look like it may be a trade. A trend now. But yeah, I should have picked that up straight away. If I'd have realised sideways, I was so focused on coming down to here. If I'd have realised that, that's why I thought that one is just going to tank. And I was really surprised, actually. But the context was wrong. We're really just going sideways, and I traded right in the middle or below middle. I traded into the bottom third, really, which is never really a good idea. But it's one of those things, isn't it? So I'll get rid of that now. Yeah, I actually kind of like that trade. I like the fact that we've pushed up and we've got a higher low there. And it's always good to take a short when you're trapping along, because when you break below there, it always gives that little bit of momentum. But what I was greedy there. I was holding on to try and get down to these low points and forgot about it. But it went down for 3 points. So I'd have got out for, I tend to have mine at 10 ticks, but 2 points I think is that I'd have wanted to get out before there because there's clearly some, so I'd have probably held on to the 10 ticks there, which would have been there, which I'd have got comfortably. But I thought it was going to push up slowly and then drop down to the bottom, and I thought I might be able to get it back in one go. I shouldn't have been thinking that way. It's the wrong way to think. Let's try and get it back. Let's try and cover me losses. You know what I mean? What I should have done is just kept on my normal 10 ticks. But that's fine. I don't mind, identifying these. It's probably there is probably a sell scalp. Yeah, at the moment, we look like we're working up. So I'm just going to sort of sit tight. I think it's important after a loss to get another win, and the best way to do that is to just get back to being strict. And if you get back to being strict, you should rarely get 2 losses in a row trading this style, in all honesty. And that was the winner. It went. I'd have got my 10 ticks on that, and I'd have got most of that back. But trying to be greedy, thinking fail breakout, we're going to come into the bottom, but I should have known better, really. But that's all right. At least I've got some. You may change your minds if you an eye on bookmap now. Yeah, to be honest with you, mate, I still have to follow my own strategy. I've been learning this strategy for 2 years, and I know what you're saying, but at the moment, we got a touch, a touch, and a touch. So this price is slowly working up. Now, we had that little fade, which I took. Now, it may be right. And your strategy, you may be able to short here and put a stop up here. But I can't, you know what I mean? Because we're going up. I still have to follow my setups. There was a guy here before, Sania, a really nice guy, and I still see him from time to time. I have a chat with him now and again on Bookmap. But he trades different, and he was saying, go short here, go long here, go short here. And he was getting them right every time. And the one time I listened to him, market went against me and ended up losing about $400. So, you know, I get what Pete, you know, if you sound like you know what you're doing, you know, but you still always have to follow what you believe to be your rules and your strategy, regardless of what anyone says. Because I've been there and done it and got caught out. But you know, I don't doubt what you're saying. But you still need to sort of follow your rules. Yes, we've had this. We've had 2 attempts to go higher, come down, and we've made a match in low. And from then on, we seem to be working up. So we're going to get up to the tops here, or what? Who knows? Sorry, but I didn't notice that. Did you trade 10 days on last account? Yes. 12 days, I think. Yeah, 12 days. The one that's I've just put in for a payout. I hope they sort it out early. If they approve it early, they'll take the money out of the account. You can trade it. If I trade it now, so I lose a trade, the payment won't go through. So. Yeah, see, I didn't consider this a channel until we started pushing off there. For me, we'd had 2 attempts. It was a bit of sideways, 2 legs up, leg break, leg, trapping some longs, so I thought this was coming down, but it held there and pushed up, so it makes sense. Once you get 3 touches, call it. But up until that, we'd only really had a couple, sort of leg up, load of sideways, and then leg and leg, perfect measured move, so that was a fair chance that was going to come down. Came down to some support and then obviously turned, and then it picked up this line here. Oh, excuse me. Accept that failed. Second entry short now mark. It's not. No. You on about that one there? Yeah, it's just too far for the MA for me. Too close to the top of this. I don't know why it doesn't show the P&L. Profit and loss. It's not showing the loss, it's just showing... Oh, I wonder why. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, sir. Okay. So, we're clearly working up there. For a second entry long here, and then to push back up and retest these highs. So a couple of legs down on the ES would be nice. Whether that'll happen or not, who knows. Need to make the column wider. What column? What, this one? Or you're about on the NQ? Sorry about the barking. P&L. Oh, I see what you mean. There we go. Well done. Thank you very much. Cheers, bud. Excellent. Excellent. Well done. Just shrink that one a bit. I'm going to say. Perfect. Not that I want to see how much I've lost, but nice one. Thanks for that, H. Well, that looks scary, doesn't it? 1, 2, no. The trouble is, I'm not looking upon it as a whole. All I'm trading is one account. So one account is 340 down. It's not worth counting them all. Because don't forget, if you win a trade, you win a bunch of them as well. So yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so what is going on here? I bet you have to pay a hefty bill this month for what's it's paid. You mean for the extra PH? Yeah. The payment's more than made up for anyway, so there is a possible second entry long there.
Order submitted.
Let's see how far this goes up. Don't go up too far. Yeah, I always do as well, but just doesn't make sense otherwise, does it? This is making me nervous. One, it's a bit sideways, and two, if I'm going to get in this, I'm going to have to do it on a limit order. I'm not getting there. There's not much room to the tops, really, to be honest with you. Leg up, the break, 2 legs back. Look at the size of it. It's bloody massive. So more than 50% of your PA payment otherwise, yeah. Put it this way, if you can hold your PA account for 30 days, you've saved money, because if you've got to pay another $85, you'd more than save your money, so. But you can save something. If you've got 10 accounts and you're paying $850 every single month, it's a lot of money. So, at the moment, prices above the EMA working up in quite a nice channel. And we've had a break from this channel, and I'm not sure what's going on here. Because although it was a channel, it's starting to go a bit sideways, so it might be one of these ones where it goes like that and eventually works up, which doesn't really do me any favours at the moment. I can't get in on that anyway. It's just, one, it's too big. It's 15 ticks, tick below, tick above, tick below, and there's nothing. There's no room left to the highs, so it's an absolute no-brainer. I can't take. I mean, look at that. It's an absolute no-brainer. If it triggered, no, it's not even worth it. Maybe we have a leg and a leg. We'll see. But this, to me, looks like it may be taking a nosedive on the NQ. So, although it's clearly working up in that channel there, we're clearly making higher lows, higher highs, but there's a failure there which is triggered. If this pushes up strong, got to be so careful here, you can get really trolled. It's clearly congested, so even if we get a higher low, I can't take that. This thing's taking a nosedive, I think. Okay, excuse me just for 1 minute. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. Okie dokie. See, it's quite a nice looking channel. We got a touch, a touch, a touch, fit in nice along the top, and all of a sudden it just drops. Shout, my rhythmic is messing up. Showing I'm in a trade, but Ninja Trader says cancel order. Are you kidding me? Oh dear. Let me just open up something here just to see
Order
if there's
submitted.
any issues with it. They're all showing there. Let's close them
Order
down.
cancelled.
Market's stuck in a bad range due to FOMC meeting. Better stay away from this year. I may do actually. I've done 2 trades with this market. I'm just gonna my profit back. Yeah, if you've done 2 trades, yeah, good on you. I wish I'd have now just taken me 10 ticks there instead of trying to be greedy. If I'd have taken me 10 ticks, what's that, 250? I'd have been 125 down, wouldn't I? Yeah, I won't be doing that again. Trying to get it all back in one go. I've got to stop thinking like that. Don't try and get it back. Just take and wait for another trade. Just tell myself that is nothing. At the end of the day, what I'm looking for is what have I done over a month. Doesn't matter what I do in a day or in a trade. I took that 2 tick trade. You've had 2, that one there. Yeah, I should have just let me 10 ticks ride and it would have worked. I did like it. So we've had this, we had a break, a little bit of sideways. We had 2 legs up. I like the fact I've noticed these work better when they're trapping along, and that was, and it came down for 3 points. And then it bounced here, which obviously then confirmed that uptrend. Yeah, so incidentally, if any of you guys don't know, that 80% off on 1 day to pass has now been extended throughout the whole of May. I don't know why they don't just leave it forever. Saves them a lot of messing around, changing and swapping and changing things. So that's good anyway. But I've got 9 now. I'm sticking with the 9. I'm quite happy with that. What I'm going to do is add a couple more as I get each payment. Excuse me a sec. Sorry about that. I might knock it on the head today, actually. It slows down a bit unpredictable. Just see what this does. I don't think a short from here is a good idea after that channel and a break, because on the NQ we've actually been right down to the bottom, so I don't know whether it revisit this again. Maybe it would, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to knock up the head for today, guys. I don't want to be down anymore, which is good for me. I'd usually want to try and get that back, but over the last month, things have changed a little bit for me. I don't have that urge to go in. I'd like to get it back, but not at the expense of losing another on a stupid trade. And I don't like what price is doing at the moment. It's a lot of choppy. It's in quite a small range, and it can do you some damage. Now, we know we've got the FOMC news coming up later. So I'm down. I managed to get a little bit of it back, but I'm down $3.25 per account plus fees. So it's about $3.40 an account. which is fine. It's gonna happen from time to time, but it's one of those things there. But it is a little bit choppy, and perhaps I should have avoided that one. But I was thinking a bigger channel at the time. But we didn't make a new low here. We pushed up and we went up 1, 2, 3, and I thought that triple test was going to tank. I actually liked it. Now, you may say it's a bit congested, but if it goes up 3 times in short succession, it's going to be a little bit. But I thought after a couple of attempts and we didn't quite make the lows, I thought that was the one that was going to come down for another leg, but unfortunately it didn't work. I got in that one. I don't tend to take those as a rule, but what I will say is we're up here once, twice, 3 times. It looked like a leg and a leg. And it worked. It came down for 3 points, but I don't know. I was trying to put my stop in too early to sort of. I was hoping it was going to rush down, but then I was aware that there was a possibility of a trade range going up, but there is a failure there, but just too close to the highs. It could trigger you, stop you out. There's a possibility on this NQ we're coming down. We could have 2 legs, leg, break, leg, and it could come down. So I wouldn't go long because there's not much space at the tops. Short, it'd just be a punt. It could go up or down this. I'd say based on what I'm seeing, it'd probably go up, but there's just no space at the top. And when it's like this, it's got a habit of, there's barely a point and a half to the top. It could just turn and stuff you. It could be a leg, and a leg could come down. But in this sort of quite tight range, I'm just not prepared to do anything, to be honest with you. It's just not worth it. It's tight. It's a little bit unpredictable. It's not very clear. So I'm going to do something I don't often do, actually. And I don't like the price action. I fear it could get me into a spot of trouble. We know there's FOMC. There's not been a lot of volume, and a lot of it is this, and it can do you some damage. So the sensible thing for me to do is, it's not a big loss. You can get that back in a trade and a half, no problem. You'll get back above where you were. Oh, excuse me. So I think the sensible thing to do. See, I don't want to get involved in a trade here going long or short right in the middle there, because it could trigger you, stop you out, and then come down. It could just do anything really. But so that's it for today, folks. I'll be back tomorrow. So don't forget, we've got that 80% off and 1 day to pass for the whole of May. So you know my code. If you use it or you have used it, it's much appreciated. So I'm going to leave it there. I'll be back same time tomorrow. So if you're carrying on trading, best of luck, but just go careful with this sort of stuff. Caught me out there. And I'll be back same time tomorrow. So best of luck. Have a great evening. Stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.